Hello everybody, welcome back. Today's video is going to be video 2 of my latest series for knotwork tutorial, kind of going through the basics with you, giving you kind of some step-by-step basic. We're going back to basics, right? We're going back to the, how you do, because, a basic construction of a knot. And as I've said before, the reason why I'm doing this is because when I started, I was having a hard time finding videos like this. So I decided that I'm going to go ahead and share my process with you, share some of the things that I learned, and see if I can help other people learn this really beautiful kind of artwork. It gets complicated. It's not, in the beginning, it's simple. So you have to learn, just like anything else, learn the basics first, and then you build on it from there, and you get more and more complex from there. So today, we are going to do a braid, a basic braid. Last video, we did just a twist. In this video, we are going to do a braid. Okay? So I'm not going to waste too much time gabbing, because this is a little more complicated than the other one. I'm just going to get right down to it. We have I did a 9x2 grid. Ignore the blue grid because that's just for me, for my purposes, so I can keep everything clean and neat and symmetrical and all that. But you can take a piece of paper, you can draw a grid, and it really doesn't matter too much the length of it, but for this braid you're going to need at least 2 boxes vertical. Okay, so we're going to start pretty much the same way we did with the twist, but we're going to add to it. So we're going to start with the circles. Just try and keep the circles about the same size. You can make them small, you can make them big. The bigger the circles, the thinner the thread. The smaller circles, the bigger the thread. That'll make more sense as we go along. All right, so you, where the intersections are, you had a circle on each intersection. Now we're going to go into each one of these boxes and put same size circle in each box, roughly the same size. It don't have to be perfect. These are guides. They're going to be erased, and when you do this, you're going to do it lightly because they are going to be erased. Your grids, your grid lines and your circles, they should be done lightly because you are going to be erasing them. All right, so this is how we started for the twist. We have the circles at each intersection on your grid, and then circles in the middle of each box. Now the only thing different we're going to do with this one is we're going to go ahead and we're going to put circles up here at the top and the bottom. You don't need to worry about the corner. I mean, you could, but you don't need to. Okay. Now, we're going to start this the same way we started the other one, with parallel lines. Okay? Just pick a pair and do parallel lines. Now, this is a braid. So, in order for the braid to actually take form, you have to understand that you're going to have something that goes, a piece of thread, this is a thread, that goes under something and then over something. Okay, so remember that. Unders and overs at this point are really important. So in order to achieve that, you need to pair up your perpendicular sets of lines, right? So anywhere where you have 4 circles, okay, you're going to do your sets of lines. So if you do a set of lines going this way, you're going to do a set of lines going this way. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Now, you have your set of lines going this way. These set of lines for these 4 circles, 1, 2, 3, 4, have to go this way, right? You're alternating. Now you have these lines that are going this way. You need these lines that are going this way. And check yourself at this point. Make sure everything is perpendicular. If you come across this where you only have 3, you're going to leave that for now. We're only worried about 4, so that gives us a set of lines. This set of lines goes this way, and you're putting these lines, like I had said with the twist, you're putting them inside these circles, on the inside edge of these circles, okay? There are other techniques, by the way. I've seen other people do it. This is not the only technique. But this is just the easiest one that I have found to teach. So, you know, there are other ways out there of doing it. And you're welcome to give them a try. See what makes sense to you. It's all about what makes sense in your head, how you make sense of being able to construct these knots. All right, we're going to keep on going with the pairs. And you're starting to see a weave. If you look at it, you're starting to see the overs and unders, right? This is a thread. It's going, going, going. It goes under. And it's going, going, and then we'll work on where it goes from there. Okay? Let's just continue with the alternating. And pay attention to what you're doing. Stop and check every once in a while. Make sure you didn't screw anything up. And don't jump around. If you pick a spot, work from that spot. Don't jump around. It doesn't matter where you start, but you must start from that spot and work from that beginning point. That's important. Otherwise, your overs and unders will not match up. All right, you see how it's developing? And you don't have to be particularly neat because we are going to be erasing and tracing these lines. Doing these simple ones, these are fun. Not that the complicated ones aren't fun, but when you're trying to plan them out, they can be a little bit mind-numbing. All right, I think we got all of our basic weave set up, and if you look at it now, if you can visualize it now, you can actually see the braid. You can see it because you can see, again, under, oh, and then it's going to go over this one here, right? So let me illustrate that by doing this. You're going to finish the curved edges of this braid by doing this at the top and the bottom. And you just finish in your thread. Okay, so you can now definitely see what I'm talking about when you're going under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, and so forth. Okay, and that's how you check yourself. You pick one line, and if you can't keep track of it in your head, just kind of do this, you know, trace it, and that'll help you kind of make sure that you're on track. All right, so I think our overs and unders are pretty good here. The next thing to do is to finish off the edges, and we can make this as, you know, whatever style we want on the edges, because you're just basically finishing. I just feel like doing this. Yes, I do. I feel like doing it this way, just because that's what I normally do. But you can make it round if you want. You can square it. You can do all kinds of stuff with it, just as long as you finish off. Okay, and we're going to go on this side. All right, so you can see there's a lot you can do with it at this point. Am I still in? Yeah, still in the... before you start outlining, maybe sit down for a minute and look at it and say, well, you know, what do I want to do with this? Stylistically, what do I want to do with it? Do I want to do stuff inside? Do I want to adjust the thickness of the lines? Do I want to play around with making the edges, the end loops different? There's a lot you can do with it at this point. But before you do anything, you're going to go in and you're going to erase your guidelines, just so you end up with a clean piece of something, right? I'm not going to go through that process, I don't think. Maybe a little bit. Here, just a little bit. I'll erase the circles, at least these ones on the outside. Try not to make these videos too long, so... If you don't have one of these erasers, you should get one. They're really useful for getting rid of small details. Okay, we're going to go ahead and I'm not going to spend too much time because people are starting to get up. Let me get a darker pencil and I'll show you a little bit of how to make these stand out a little bit better. This is where the fun comes in. This is where it gets really fun. I have to say, I really love, and this isn't going to be perfect because I'm kind of moving through it quickly, but just to give you an idea. All right, I'm just going to do a couple. couple of these. We'll do this one. Yeah, I really love doing this. I find it to be really fun. And I absolutely love being able to go in and do the shading and stuff like that. So at this point you can do a lot of stuff with it. You can darken in the inside, or you can leave it white. You can darken the knot itself and make the knot darker. Make the knot darker than the background. You can play around with stuff, designs on the insides. The big thing is just creating the illusion. No matter what you do, the big thing is going to be creating the illusion that there's like overs and unders. This pencil's a little dark, so I'm not going to go too dark with this. But anyway, I just want to show you real quick before I sign off here. Blendy stump. If you don't have one and you draw with pencil, you need a blendy stump. It helps you blend the lead so that you get more of a realistic kind of a look to your drawings. You can create shadows and just sort of blend lines and I could go crazy with this. I love doing this. I feel like I don't do this enough. Oops, I forgot to put stuff there. That's okay. And when you blend, you're going right up to the line and you're kind of pulling the lead along. Kind of pulling it out of the edge. But you can kind of get an idea what I'm talking about. Again, like I said, you can make the background dark and keep the knot lighter. Or you can just keep make the knot dark and it'll stand out from the background. So hopefully that helps you. That is a wrap for video 2 tutorial. This is a basic braid. We did the basic twist. We did the basic braid. So the twist and the braid. The next things that we're going to be working on, we're going to take this braid that we just did. We're going to take this braid and we're going to add in something called breaks. And breaks are basically going to be gaps in the braid where we force the thread to go in a different direction. And there's so many different things. This is where the magic really happens. This is where you can get really creative. But I'm going to go through my next 2 videos. I'm just going to do a couple of basic breaks to show you how to take this design that we just did today and just make it look a little bit different in 2 different ways. Okay? And if this series does well, if you guys like this, then I'll probably move on to other stuff. I'll do more of this. Maybe do some corner knots. That might be fun. Some circular knots. They're fun. But we'll see how it goes. I'm going to just take it day by day. And if you like this video, please hit like, subscribe. Leave a comment down the bottom. Let me know what you think. Share it. And I will try and remember to leave links to my other videos down below. And stop by my website because I do have Celtic art on my website. I would burn Celtic art onto plaques and wood plates. So if that's something you're interested in, you can find them on my website. If you'd like something custom designed, you can give me an email. It's D as in Diane, M as in Marie, Lily, Lilly, at diestudiodesigns.com. Again, you can find that in my bio. If I can remember, I'll put it in the links below. Okay, so hopefully that helped you. Give me a comment, let me know if it did or not, and hopefully I'll see you next time when we get a little bit more complicated. Okay, and have a great day, and thank you for watching.